Hey guys, it's Akane. Today I'm gonna do a review of Squid Game.
One place, one time, one goal. No scare being alone. I'm proud, already made it. Thinking about my past, I know I'm gonna get it.
Okay, so I'm gonna do in many parts. First, I'm gonna talk about like the story, what basically Squid Game is about, and what is the story basically. Then I'm gonna talk about like what I like about it, what I didn't like about it, and in the end I'm gonna do a part where it's gonna be spoilers, so that if you didn't watch it yet, you're gonna have like a review of it without spoiler. And in the end, for people who want to share their thoughts about it, there's gonna be in the end a spoiler part, and then you can talk with me in the comments about Squid Game, which yeah, there's a lot to say about it. Okay, so how do I start this? I don't even know how to start. I guess I could start by saying at first I wasn't going to watch it. I mean, like, it's not that I didn't want to watch it, but I wasn't really touched by the hype, I guess. But my little sister watched it and she told me that it was definitely my kind of TV show and I would love it. Of course, like, now that I watched it, I understand why she wanted me to see the show, because it's definitely my kind of thing. If you like horror story and also kind of dystopy kind of story, I think you might enjoy it a lot. So yeah, that's why I watched it in the first place. But when I watched it, it was really the time when like, I think the middle of the year, when the TV show was everywhere. There were like ads about it, everyone was talking about it. I mean, people still talk about it, but it was really the time where everyone was talking about Squid Game. Everyone was watching it, and at this time I didn't really start watching it. I usually wait when a TV show gets really hype like this, because if I watch a TV show during the hype of a TV show or even a movie, and after hearing all the thoughts, my expectations are gonna be so high that I usually get really disappointed by what I'm watching. So I usually wait for the hype to calm down and then I watch the TV show or movie, anime, whatever. But yeah, for this it was the same. So I basically waited this time where everyone was watching it, and I waited, and then I kind of forgot about it, and my little sister was there. We were searching for something to watch together, and that's when we decided to watch Squid Game. She had already watched it and I decided to try it out. So let's make a synopsis of it without spoilers. It's basically the story of a guy who has a lot of debt, and he likes to borrow a lot of money to everyone, and people around him are pretty sick about it. They get really sick about it. He also has a daughter. So basically, he tried to find money everywhere. So basically, one day he came on a train station and he was waiting for the train to come. Then a guy come and start asking him to play a game with him. So the game is really simple. He has to choose between the red paper or the blue one, and they have to throw the paper and return it. He tells him, if you get to return the paper, then you win money, but if you don't, you get a slap. So basically they start playing this game. They start playing and he keeps losing, and at one moment he gets to return the paper. When he returned the paper, the guy give him money. And then later he received an invitation to a game, the Squid Game. And that's basically it. I can tell you more about the game itself, but basically him and other participants are invited to play this game, and then shit happened. But yeah, that's basically the synopsis. It's a little fuzzy, but you get the point. Now, what I thought about it, it definitely has a lot of potential. I think it's nicely made, but also there's a lot of things that I just didn't like it. And I hope I'm not gonna get hate for it, because like we all have our vision of things, I guess. For me, I found it really slow, especially in the beginning. I think it could have been more dynamic. Yeah, at some point I got really bored because it was really slow. I just made some coffee because I need it a little. Also, I had a delivery today, so I had to do that as well. But let's go back to Squid Game, okay? So, oops. Oh. I'm all over the place today. Okay, Squid Game. So, okay. I'm trying to read what I wrote about Squid Game, because when I watch something, I like to write all my feelings down. I guess now I would not have to do it, because I had this idea that every time I watch something, I'm just gonna take the camera and just put all my anger and feelings on the recording. Okay, so what I wrote. This first season was pretty bad, not gonna lie. With the hype, I was expecting so much more, which is kind of true, I guess. As I told you, I was not touched by the hype of this TV show, but to be honest, like, it's really hard to not be touched by it, I guess. And from what I heard around me, a lot of people were saying, "Oh, it's amazing! It's an amazing TV show." And I watch a lot of TV shows, like a lot, a lot. I watch less movies, which is kind of weird because a movie is like 2 to 3 hours, and a TV show is like, I mean, sometimes one TV show can take you like 1 week, which is kind of weird. It's really weird. I just can't watch movies. Sometimes I watch movies that, you know, like, I know I'm gonna enjoy, but I don't usually watch movies. I don't know. It's just not my thing. I used to watch a lot of movies, but now it's just not my thing anymore, I guess. But I love TV shows. I watch a lot. I watched a lot of TV shows. I had actually an app on my phone where you can enter all the TV show you watched, and the app tells you how much time did you spend watching TV shows in your entire life. And I did that. I put all the TV shows that I watched, and they told me I spent around 9 months and something days watching TV shows, which is crazy. Like, 9 months. It's crazy. This is more than a year. So yeah, I watch a lot of TV shows. So that's why when I make comments or critics about a TV show, I had this overall vision of what is a good TV show. That makes sense. So that's why Squid Game was so hype, like so hype. And when I watched it, it didn't really answer the expectation I had of it. And that's why I was a little disappointed at the end of the first season, because I think there's gonna be a second season, which makes sense because this ending was just no, that was not okay. I mean, what was that? I'm gonna go in more details in the end, because I can't really talk about the end without spoiling. So yeah, I'm gonna do that at the end. But just to talk about the scenario. Um, about the scenario, as I told you, I found it really slow. Yeah, really slow. I think for this type of TV show, you have to be more dynamic, and I didn't found this in Squid Game. So there's some parts that I just don't understand. Some scenes were really brutal and violent for no reason. Sometimes it was just frustrating. Some scenes were just frustrating, and I didn't really like those scenes. I like the different game. Oh, there's something about Squid Game that really reminded me of K-drama, and usually K-drama are slower and the development of the story is slower, but usually K-drama are more this romantic genre, where in Squid Game it's a horror kind of thriller genre, so you expect it to be more like dynamic. I have another comparison that I can make. It's Hunger Game. It's definitely one of the closest movie or TV show that I can like compare to, because it's the same kind of story. Like, you have those people that have to fight each other to win the game, and it's yeah, it's basically the same story. If you watched Hunger Game, you see that it's way more dynamic. Obviously there's some parts where it's slower, where you see the environment of the character, like where they live, their way of living, and stuff like that. But you can't make the entire show at the same rhythm, if that makes sense. You have to make some parts more dynamics and some other parts slower. I don't know if that makes sense, but and for Squid Game, what I didn't really enjoy is that sometimes it's really slow, and it tends to be boring because it's like slow but nothing is happening. Usually those slow scenes are those where you have to learn something about the environment of the character. And on Squid Game, you had this action scene where you had those really slow moments where nothing was happening, and that was pretty boring for me. Let's start the spoiler part, and we're gonna talk more about the story. So people who haven't watched yet, go watch it and come back later. Okay? Nice. Okay, so now, those who watched it, let's talk more about the story. I'm gonna try to be as much objective as possible, but what I'm gonna say is not about the TV show entirely. It's just like my thoughts about the story and what I felt about some things that happened in the story. Okay, so I really liked the development of the main character, Seungi. What is his name? I don't know how to pronounce that. I'm sorry. Seungi Hong. Let's just say it like that. So let's call him Seung. Okay. So I really liked his development. He was one of the most frustrating character of the entire TV show, because there were some bad characters that I you know, like the bad guys of the TV show, especially like the violent guy. I don't know his name. Jong Do Soo. Jong Do Soo. I don't know. This guy and the other one, Han something like that. Okay. Yeah, those two characters are, for me, it was the bad guys of the TV show, but overall, I think the development of Seon was really interesting because he started as this guy who was really selfish and had a lot of debts. He was mainly focused about getting money, and he wasn't getting any money actually. And then during the game, he started transforming into this guy who were more leaning towards others and helping others. I also really liked to see the balance between one guy who, you know, like they was his best friend Cho Sun Wo, who appears to be this guy who has all his life together, like everything is perfect. He appears to be really like a nice guy who is selfless. But I guess the game just show the real person in each character, and it's just allow the falling of the mask for each character. So basically you have some character who appear really nice and all put together, and when you see them you wouldn't think that they have all those deaths and they committed all those crimes. But during the games all masks falls and you have the real person coming out. It's really interesting to see that. You have on one side the main character who appears in real life really messy, like selfish, but in the game you see that he's more human than any of the participants. And you have also those characters who definitely show their ugly side on the games. For example, his best friend who don't hesitate to put down everyone in his way. I think the main character wasn't expecting that from his best friend. He was just showing his ugly side on every moment possible. There's a lot of scene, especially the heartbreaking one when he take the marbles from Ali and he just make him think that they were gonna team up. Then he just betrayed him and he just basically killed him. That was the worst, I think. That was one of the ugliest move of the entire TV show, and there were a lot of violent scenes, but I think this one were so violent, not in the same way, but it was so like cruel that yeah, it was one of the ugliest scene. I guess also because we weren't expecting it until the moment where Ali get killed. I was still believing that he wouldn't betray him, and then we learned that he actually did. That was just the worst. Because I guess when you have like bad character, you don't really expect them to be nice or to do nice things. So, you know, you're not expecting anything from them except bad things. But when you expect good from someone and they just show you that dark side in them, it's really, I think, the most violent thing. And I think the show illustrated this fact really well, showing the ugly side of everyone and the good side of each character. And also showing that appearances can be deceptive. It could be a good title for this show. It basically sums up the entire show, actually. Okay, I want to talk about this last point, which is the plot twist in the end, which for me, it wasn't as shocking as I thought. I mean, I still was shocked that all this thing was organized by one of the participants, but also I think I was expecting it anyway, because there were a lot of parts where they were talking about someone behind and like protecting someone from the game or waiting for someone in the game. And I guess I just was expecting it. I just didn't know exactly who that was, but I knew there was someone from the game who was related to the creation of the game. And to finish this video, I want to talk about the end, because the end was the most confusing and frustrating thing. At the end, basically, I don't know why the main character color his head red. I don't know why. I didn't guess it. I don't know. I still don't know why. And then he was about to take the plane to go see his daughter who was in US, and at the last minute he found the same guy who was playing the game with another guy, and he decided to cancel his flight, which was pretty dumb. And I just didn't I don't know, I just find it really frustrating, because it's like he has everything and he just didn't want to move on. And I guess that we can understand that he wants revenge from what happened to all those people who were killed during the games, but I don't know, I just don't really understand why he would just make a move like that. But I'm really excited for the season 2. I don't really know when it's gonna come out, but I'm really excited for it. I definitely gonna watch it and maybe even make another review. My review was pretty messy. I tried to organize it as much as possible, but my thoughts are messy, so I guess that's the result, okay? But yeah, I definitely gonna watch this season 2 whenever it's come out. If you want to see more reviews of things that I watch, because I watch a lot of things, let me know on the comments. And also let me know what you thought of Squid Game if you saw it. If you didn't saw it, I think you should definitely go see it before you get hit by some of the spoilers, because there's a lot of spoilers out there, especially on YouTube or any social media actually, because yeah, the hype is still there. I will make a lot of other video about Squid Game, because I mean there were a lot of frustrating things about the TV show, but also the idea and the plot were pretty nice and really original too. We don't see a lot of TV shows like this, definitely. So yeah, I'm gonna be making a lot more of videos about Squid Game. Maybe try the challenges. I don't know yet how I'm gonna do it, but I want to try something like that. It's really fun. So that's it for this video. I hope you enjoy it. If you did, make sure to give a thumbs up and to subscribe. And let me know in the comments what your thoughts about Squid Game. And we can talk about Squid Game on the comment. So yeah, that's all. Hope you enjoy this video and I will see you on my next one. Bye.
You can say all you want, but I want it. Try again, let's get it, we can make it. I don't wanna forget, but I lost it. Oh, take it all, no, I'm on it. On the ground, but I know I will make it. Every time that you say you can do it.